Everyone loves hearing that they're doing better than they think. And even I've done videos on this because I feel that it can help put things in perspective. But let's be honest, sometimes we can get a little delusional and need a reality check. Because staying afloat doesn't always mean that you're thriving, and some signs of struggle are often overlooked because they feel so normal. But awareness is step one, and the first sign that you're not doing as well as you might think is that you have no idea what you spent last month. If you can't even list your top 3 spending categories over the past 30 days, you're not in control, you're coasting. It's so easy to swipe and forget, especially when your bills are getting paid and you don't have any overdrafts. But if you have absolutely no idea where your money is going, a lot of it is probably slipping right through your fingers, so you have to start tracking. And don't think that you need some complicated system, because even if it's just a note on your phone or maybe a notebook, the important thing is that you're paying attention. Another sign is that you often rely on credit cards to bridge the gap. So if your card is your fallback because you're frequently running out of cash, you're not managing your income, you're borrowing from your future. The "I'll worry about it later" cycle can become a dangerous habit. And even if you're not drowning in debt, this pattern can still signal a problem, whether it's an overspending problem if you're spending too much on wants, or a cash flow problem if you don't have enough to cover your needs. Either way, this could mean that you were just one unexpected expense away from a disaster. So an immediate priority should really be to build a small buffer or a mini emergency fund and then add to it, because even $200 can help break this cycle. Another sign is that you're only paying the minimum but still adding more debt. Paying just the minimum can keep creditors off your back and keep you out of collections, but it's also a slow bleed if you're continuing to use the card. Because even though you're doing something, you're mostly just covering the interest and not making any real progress, which indicates that you're stretched too thin. So it's time to reassess, pull back on usage, and see where you can free up even $50 a month that you can throw on top of your minimum payments so that your money can start working for you and not just your creditors. In addition, that little bit of dread that you might feel before opening your banking app is also not a good sign, because avoidance doesn't mean that you're fine. It usually means that something feels off and you don't want to face it. So if checking your balance feels like emotional labor, it's time to rebuild trust with yourself. And you can start with a daily money check-in. 1 minute every morning, no shame, just information. Awareness can make you feel more in control. And at this moment, you need that clarity more than comfort. Another indicator is that you think budgeting means you're broke. If you avoid budgeting because it makes you feel poor, that is not empowerment, that's denial. Many people who earn good money still have some type of budget, even if it's only a mental one, because they know that that's how they're going to keep their money. And thinking that you're above one can often lead to waste, missed goals, and lifestyle creep. So you really have to flip the script in your mind and tell yourself that budgeting isn't a punishment, it's a strategy. Even a loose one can keep you grounded and help you make spending decisions that match who you want to be and not just your mood. And finally, you own a lot, but you still feel financially unstable. So in other words, your closet is full, your car looks good, and your apartment is cute, but you still feel anxious about money. If this sounds like you, there's a disconnect somewhere. And the main problem is that so many people still base financial success on what they can see or aesthetics. But that does not mean that you're thriving, and acquiring more does not mean that you're building. It doesn't matter if you bring home $10,000, $12,000 a month or more. If you are spending every dime of it and more trying to look rich because you want to live in a certain neighborhood or drive a certain car, and you have nothing to show for it in terms of investments or saving, it doesn't matter what you tell yourself. You are not financially stable if you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's the person who's saving 30% of their $6,000 take-home salary that's actually winning, even when their lifestyle doesn't look like much. Because in the end, they know something that you don't, which is trying to look rich won't always protect you when life gets expensive.